Former LAPD detective André Shame is a private investigator who owns a low-down Dirty Shame Investigations. He runs it with his assistant Peaches, whom he arrested 6 years earlier and for whom he has developed a slight attraction to. Despite the high-risk jobs, Shame is unable to keep the firm afloat, and may be forced to close. 5 years ago, Shame and a team of detectives went into Mexico to apprehend drug lord Ernesto Mendoza. Though Shame seemingly shot and killed Mendoza in a shootout, the other detectives were killed, with Shame and Sonny Rothmiller being the only survivors. This caused Shame to leave the force in disgrace. In the present day, Rothmiller, who is now working for the D, tells him that Mendoza is still alive. He hires Shame to find the only witness who would testify against him. His ex-girlfriend Angela, who was caught in the middle of a love triangle with the two men. Angela escaped from the Witness Protection Program in New York and is in LA. Shame is hesitant at first, but seeing this as a chance to arrest the man who took everything from him, decides to take the case. Shame gets information on one of Mendoza's lieutenants, Lewis, Shame's former childhood acquaintance, then goes to a restaurant and has Lewis warn Mendoza that Shame is coming for him. Upon arriving home, Shame is attacked by Mendoza's henchmen and warned by a very much alive Mendoza to back off. With the help of Peaches and her roommate Wayman, Shame tracks Angela to a posh hotel and calls Sonny. Shame explains that he originally went to Mexico for her. She tells Shame that she was going to testify against Mendoza, but Mendoza found her location, forcing her to flee. Shame discovers that Rothmiller is working for Mendoza, and the two barely escape Mendoza's thugs. Shame drops Angela at Peaches. Shame cleans himself up, then abducts Lewis and takes him to an abandoned building. When Lewis refuses to give Shame Mendoza's whereabouts, Shame has him stumble into a meeting of white supremacists. With the supremacists chasing him, he gives Shame his boss's location in exchange for a ride, but Shame leaves him at their mercy. At the club, Shame and Mendoza exchange words, then get into a Mexican standoff with Mendoza using his date as a hostage. When Wayman attempts to get Shame's attention, Mendoza uses the distraction to escape. Shame goes to Peaches to find Angela gone. She and Peaches had gotten into an argument earlier, and Captain Nunez waiting for him. He has Nunez place Peaches in protective custody and heads off to find Angela. Shame meets Angela at a storage locker and discovers the real reason Mendoza wants her dead. She stole $20 million of his money. At a motel, Shame receives a call from Mendoza informing him he has kidnapped Peaches and will exchange her for Angela and his money. The two agree to meet at a Mendoza-owned shopping mall. Angela tries to convince Shame to leave with her, yet admitting that he cares for Peaches. Shame refuses and the two of them head to the mall. Before the exchange, Sonny admits he killed the other detectives because they wouldn't take Mendoza's bribe without Shame. He left Shame alive to take the blame. Peaches and Angela are placed on the escalator, and Mendoza discovers that Angela is a mannequin. With a gun hidden on the escalator, Peaches begins shooting. Shame kills the mercenaries hired by Sonny. Lewis is attacked by the dogs that were supposed trying to kill Shame, and Sonny is killed by Angela. Mendoza captures Peaches, only to be confronted by Shame. After winning a fistfight, Shame arrests Mendoza, who is then killed by Angela. She attempts to kill Shame, telling him she knows he won't allow her to keep the money she stole. Peaches comes and fights off Angela. Nunez threatens to arrest Shame, but Shame reminds Nunez that he helped take down a drug lord. identified Sonny as the D-Mole. Found a federal witness on the run. Angela, who is lead away in handcuffs for her crimes. And recovered $15 million in stolen drug money. Shame keeps $5 million for expenses. With Peaches getting perks of a romantic relationship with Shame.